Nation of Fit in 10, welcome to day 68, 3 days to go officially speaking. And if you haven't booked your scan, please make sure you do. All right, I won't even give you the link. The link was sent out to you. Well, I guess I'll give it to you. Calendly, www.calendly.com/trainonmain. Also, we will be having a finale 6 days from now, which is, usually I do it a week after the scans, but I'm going away. I'm going away a week today. So I'm going to run the finale on Tuesday. It's going to happen at 12 and it will be online and it's going to run for about half an hour. Okay. We're going to run through all the stats, top finishers, biggest, fat loser, biggest, fat percent loser. We're going to go through all the stats. Okay. Biggest weight loss, etc. So, group stats, everything. So please come on out to it. I will put up the Zoom link here shortly. It's going to happen again next Tuesday at 12 lunchtime, 12 p.m. And again, it'll be about half an hour. Okay. All right. This person writes additional comments or questions. I thought I would just read it anyways because it's very nice and thoughtful. Thank you, Mark and Martina, for your constant encouragement and guidance in helping me become a healthier and more fit self. I am proud to say I am the fittest I've ever been since birth. Well, okay, that is definitely saying something, and you are most welcome. All right, moving right along here. This is under somebody writes, name something specific you can improve upon for the following week. This person writes, measuring fat, oil on scale instead of measuring in spoons. If you're measuring oil in spoons, this is totally fine. It's 100% accurate. Fats are a little bit different. Okay, so like butters, that's gonna be a little bit different. So yes, you wanna measure that on a scale. So just throwing it out there, if you are measuring your oils with a spoon, okay, a measuring spoon, obviously, this is totally fine, okay? It's the exact same thing as doing it on a scale. It's going to be that accurate. But butters will be a little bit different. Well, all right, now it just had me thinking. Assuming that when you measure it with your measuring spoon, you are going right to the very top, right, with the oils. Okay, so I guess we could make the argument that scale is always going to be a little bit more accurate. But listen, just in general, measuring oil with a measuring spoon is fine. All right, and this person writes, this is under name something specific you improve upon for the following week. More carbs from vegetables instead of rice and noodles. Listen, having rice is fine, especially if it's brown rice. I mean, white rice is fine. You can have that. But certainly you're going to get more. You're certainly going to get much more nutrition from your vegetables, for sure. But it might be hard to get enough carbohydrates from vegetables because a lot of vegetables are pretty they are calorie sparse, but more specifically, they are carbohydrate sparse. All right, name something specific you need help with. Nothing really, just bummed to be too sick to work out so close to week 10. Yes, I know there are so many people getting sick. I think every single person around me has been sick. I mean, literally every single person. I'm gonna knock on wood. I have yet to get sick. I've not been sick since I got COVID like 2 years ago. So I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm doing differently. But I guess it doesn't mean I'm not going to get sick, right? But let's hope, I'm just going to be selfish here and just hope I don't get sick. All right, but listen, you just got to rest. You just have to rest, okay? All right, let's see here. What do we got, 4.5 minutes? Is there anything you would like me to cover in this week's video series? This person writes, for video series, can you please share any realistic additional services that Train on Me may provide that could help us with the challenge? Maybe another Fit in 10 challenge. Noticed a previous spring cut challenge, nutritional coaching, but may not be relevant to us. This This may list a few items. Okay, so I'm not quite understand the end of this, but I understand what you're asking for here. So what do you do after the challenge, essentially? I will be giving you an exit strategy. So you know what, I should send that out. I'll send that out as pretty much as soon as possible. Okay, I'll try to send it out by tonight, just so you can have a look at it and just familiarize yourself with it and kind of get yourself set up before the challenge officially ends. You can always work with me personally. I do this with people. I always have clients I'm doing this with. We set up personal goals. I personally, I do personalized diet for you. When I say personalized, it means even more personalized because we have a greater interaction with one another. And this is going to be more goal specific. This may include exercise as well. So if you want to do that, I'm more than happy to help you with that. The other thing you can consider is doing another challenge. Now, I don't recommend you do another challenge if you've made a significant fat loss. So if you've lost a significant amount of fat in this challenge, okay, anything more than 20%, I probably wouldn't do another challenge. Okay, definitely if it's in the mid to higher 20s, definitely not another challenge. But if you've lost, 20% or less, yeah, you could consider doing another challenge. Okay, so that's another option for you. Okay, so let's stop there. I'm trying to think about anything else here. You mentioned about the spring cut. There will be another spring cut, I think, maybe, or maybe not. I got to check with Martina. I'm not sure. It's not something that always. Well, I think she's done a spring cut the last couple of years. That would be something else that you could consider doing, all right? So a lot of options there, right? At the very least, you follow our exit strategy, or you do another challenge, or you work with me personally, or maybe you do a spring cut. And if you just want to just briefly consult with me, just, kind of just get basic idea, I'm happy to do that as well. Okay, 7.5 minutes here. Let's... I never fulfilled my 5-minute quota that I never stayed under 5 minutes, like I said I was going to. So I don't know what to say about that, but it is what it is. Message of the day on this day 68. I'm just saying here, what gets measured gets managed. What gets measured gets managed. And this is precisely why I do it in this challenge. There's a lot of different challenges out there where things are not measured, where we're just, and that's, it's one strategy and it may work, but for me personally, I always like to know exactly where I am on the map. I want to know exactly where I am so I know exactly where to go. And so that's why I like to measure. Now, I understand for a lot of people, they don't want to measure the rest of life. I understand. But I will just tell you that if you do struggle, well, if you want an assured route, measuring will for sure work. Okay, that's just the reality. But you've heard me say before, 2 basic rules that will make a huge difference. Eat protein every single meal and stick with real whole food. Exclusively real whole food. Exclusively real whole food. And this is a great way to go. And chances are you will be successful with that. Okay, and when I say a protein strong food, I mean I'm serious about getting a decent amount of a protein strong food. Like at least, depending on the size of the person, 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal. Okay, of complete protein, okay? Protein strong food. Okay, not nuts or something like that, or beans or something. That's not a protein strong food. Okay? Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.